So, Bakkes Mod is officially gone. In Epic Games' most recent patch for Rocket League, patch version 2.66 on April 28th of 2026, Epic Games finally added the long-awaited easy anti-cheat into Rocket League. This patch was the perfect solution for the bot problem in competitive matches, but that does not mean it doesn't come with its own problems in turn. This update is actually a major win for Epic Games as they are finally cracking down on bot accounts, DDoSers, and people buying accounts to get a higher rank which they do not deserve. All things that I fully agree with and I've looked forward to and have wanted this update for these exact reasons. It would be nice to actually continue playing ranked and not lose motivation for playing in higher ranks, especially since every other match I would be placed up against bots or DDoSers. If you haven't been staying up to date and do not know what bots or DDoSers are in Rocket League, I will explain it for you. Start with bots. Where to even begin? They were the more prominent problem in the Rocket League community, especially as you got to higher ranks in the game, primarily around champ and higher. They are mainly used to boost new accounts to GC or SSL and sell them for upwards of $100. Imagine this. You had a long day, finally get home, and your boy texts you, "Yo bro, hop on Rocket League." Probably like, "Bet, I'll be on in 5 minutes." Then, after your almost 2-hour nap, you finally hop on, get a good warm-up, you're feeling fast, mechanical, almost unstoppable. Then you load into your first game, and oh wow, look at that, I'm playing against youlose.exe and youlose.exe1. Two thoughts might cross your mind depending on how high of a rank you are. Number one, oh look, split screen players, probably on their Xbox One, 60 frames per second, this is an easy game. Or number two, the real answer. Oh, nice, I'm playing against bots, this game is over. And unfortunately, odds are it was number two. AI, they're bots developed specifically for Rocket League, and unlike the original Psionic bots, they are developed to play perfect Rocket League and just take your MMR. I'm an SSL in 2s. I cannot tell you how many games I've won then lost, because I kept flipping a coin on bots being in my game or real players. And before this update rolled out, the leaderboard for ranked has been flooded with bots in the top 100. They can and will punish you for any mistake you make, no matter how little it is. Now let's take a second and talk about DDoSers. There are two types of DDoSers in general. Both are just as bad as the other. Number one, from the gate. Game starts, they just immediately push everyone to well over 100 flashing red ping, turn it off whenever they have a free net, or they'll shoot the ball on target, turn the script on, making it unsavable. Number two, sore loser DDoSer. This DDoSer is no different from a regular player until you're beating them, that is. This player decides when the match is unwinnable to shut the server you are in completely down and crash the server to save their precious MMR. Really sad world we live in, where if someone is losing in a competitive game that is all about skill, they have to put more time into scripts than just hitting free play. But hey, it's okay to be a 30-year-old in your mom's basement crying about being hard stuck diamond in car soccer. I think anti-cheat is the greatest decision Epic Games has ever made in their run of trying to ruin Rocket League. Now it's time to talk about the unfortunate collateral damage that happened with this update. If you haven't been playing on PC or haven't watched the thousands of Rocket League creators who have talked about it, Bakkes Mod is the biggest Rocket League. It was perfect Rocket League. Many of the features Rocket League has now stemmed from Bakkes Mod, such as free play ball controls, such as passing, taking possession, and lifting the ball into the air with just a click of a button. In-game competitive MMR display, and customizable training variances, just to name a few. But nothing that Rocket League adds will ever come close to what Bakkes Mod had for this game. After this new update introducing easy anti-cheat, the creator of Bakkes Mod released this statement. I want to start off by saying a big thank you to everyone who has contributed, supported, or used the mod at any point in these past 10 years. Even though the mod itself hasn't received many additional features over the past few years, it is absolutely incredible to see how well liked and commonly used Bakkes Mod is to this day. There have been over 800 published community submitted plugins in the past few weeks. Over 750,000 people have used the mod on a daily basis, and over 1.5 million people have used it every week. With that being said, I've made the decision to stop actively updating the mod. The introduction of EAC, Easy Anti-Cheat, feels like the right time to bring things to a close. Both I and the team are core contributors who have helped over the years, have moved on from the game, and while we've kept things running, the passion and drive to properly support the project just aren't there anymore. This means that Bakkes Mod will not work on game versions released on April 28th and later. Older versions of the mod for previous Rocket League versions will remain available on GitHub for those who are interested. I've kept things running over the past few years as the Patreon was just enough to cover the server costs, but with modding becoming offline only, I don't see much of a reason to invest time and effort into maintenance. I've already paused the Patreon last month and will be shut down soon. Once again, thanks to those who have supported and contributed in the past 10 years. I've met some great people, and this whole project has shaped my life as well as those of others in ways I could have never imagined. when I was just playing around and tinkering during some off time a decade ago, but now it's time to focus on other things. Until next time, Bakkes. Bakkes Mod had thousands of user-made mods that decided this would be a cool feature. I'm going to make this and share it with the community to create a better gameplay experience. Epic Games could have worked with Bakkes Mod, allowed it through the anti-cheat, but instead they put a hard ban on all third-party injections, which is exactly what Bakkes Mod was. I could go on all day about quality of life mods that Bakkes Mod offered for client-side mods, but I'll get into the ones that I think are the most important. One of the biggest mods that is most notable to mention is the mod that allowed Steam Workshop maps on Epic Games. There were mods that allowed players to create a private client-run server with custom maps to play with their friends as you could on Steam. This was one of the best ways to train, get better, play fun maps with an alternative styled game mode that weren't available in the base game. And just in general, having a fun experience off of an extension of the game for people to chill and enjoy. Another notable feature is the free play ball summoning from Bakkes Mod. Yes, Epic Games has incorporated this with heavy inspiration from Bakkes Mod, but it is a clunky, terrible, trash version of it. Spawning the ball on top of you, for example, you would think the ball would just spawn right on top of you as it did in Bakkes Mod, but nope, sure didn't. Depending on your car's orientation, speed, and where it is facing, the ball can spawn literally behind you. It can spawn on the very back side of your car, the very front, sides, wherever it feels like spawning. All of the launch modes are inconsistent and random, with no way to make them consistent. Overall, a very clunky, inconsistent piece of garbage which doesn't hold a candle to the original. Obviously, I have to mention the item mods. With the removal of trading, many players have resorted to the item mods in Bakkes Mod to use items they want but do not have and cannot buy because player trading was removed by Epic Games. With new players that are just starting out and do not have any items to customize their car and do not want to spend $20 per black market item, it was a perfect mod. It was only client side, did not affect gameplay, it locked whatever car model you're using, so it did not offer any form of an unfair advantage. It was perfection. Now players are going to be stuck with a very limited inventory and little to no customization without spending hundreds of dollars. One of my personal favorite mods they offered was just a quality of life mod, and one of the only mods I used, the POV replay. Such a simple mod held such a special place in my heart. Just the simplicity of being able to see my shots and opponents' shots from their perspective made the game feel more immersive. This was the one and only mod I used from Bakkes Mod except for the free play ball control. It was so simple, yet such a good thing to use. Yes, this is a good update, but there is such a major L behind it that it balances out to be just an okay update. We won some, but we lost way more. I just want to finish this off by saying thank you, Bakkes Mod, for being the best mod anyone could have ever asked for in this slowly dying game. And it honestly hurts me that I cannot use these quality of life features anymore. But on the other hand, I also want to thank Epic Games for finally doing something to support the players and finally pushing a solution for what was such a major problem in the Rocket League community. And just a reminder, if you're interested in free SSL coaching, join my Discord server. My link's in the description. And don't forget, comment, like, and subscribe.